Kundalini is your life force energy. Everyone has it. Everyone's capable of it. It lays dormant in the base of your spine, in your root chakra, or also known as your Muladhara chakra. What happens is through any type of spiritual practice or agitation, your Kundalini comes on. Most people go throughout their life and they never experience the Kundalini energy being activated. When it's activated, it starts from the bottom of your spine and it works its way all the way up through all your chakras. How it's activated is from a spiritual practice, whether it's yoga or prayer or whatever, some type of spiritual practice, or it's agitated by intense circumstances, by extremely challenging circumstances that most of the time appear to be very traumatic or negative. That's how most people would define them. We manifest circumstances to give us an opportunity for this to come on and to transcend the fear. So we manifest extremely challenging circumstances. I'm sure you've manifested extremely challenging circumstances in your life, right? Like rock bottom moments when you have no other place to go but up. When we do that, our higher mind is doing that to give us an opportunity to let go, to transcend the fear, and to allow the Kundalini to become active. So how it becomes active is it's all about transcending the material. It's all about transcending the physical. So when you let go of your need and desire for survival, for security, because that's the first chakra, that's your root chakra or your Muladhara chakra. It's associated with security and survival. When you just let go of that, when you no longer buy into the belief systems that you have to do all this nonsense to survive or to feel secure, you can just feel secure right now and you're breathing right now, so you're surviving, so you don't need to do anything else. In the now is all you ever need to be in. But we get stuck on our analytical minds and our imagination and our memory, and all it does is it just creates a bunch of mental diarrhea, which keeps us this pattern or cycle of fear, constantly thinking we need more to survive, we need more to feel security, right? You could have $10 million. Let's say you're a stockbroker, you could have $10 million. Most people go live the rest of their life on that. But if you have $10 million and you have a fancy lifestyle, so the more money you make, the more money you spend, and the more money you spend, you need to be able to sustain your lifestyle because you're buying more things. So now you have $10 million, but you believe you need $20 million. So even though you have $10 million, you are still stuck in survival mode. You are still concerned with security, with survival. And this is why a lot of people get stuck in the whole trap of money. This is why the Kundalini doesn't come on. Because for it to activate, you must transcend that fear. When Kundalini starts coming on, it wants to come on and it wants to rise. And it does not care about your circumstances. It does not care about your family, your job, your life, your dog. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care at all. When Kundalini comes on, that is a signal from the higher mind saying that we're ready. This version of me is ready. The physical self is now ready to step into the authentic path that the soul signed up for, right? So when it comes on, like what it did for me, is it appears like your entire life is being burnt to the ground. But that's not what's actually happening. If people allow fear frequency to resonate within them when their Kundalini is coming on, it can be disastrous for them or appear to be disastrous for them, right? Like their whole life is falling apart. But all that's happening there is your higher mind is strategically making room for what's going to manifest into your life. And for that to happen, you have to get rid of the old first, right? All this nonsense that you chose to believe to be true and all this nonsense that you've been doing your entire life is no longer relevant for you to do. And your higher mind wants you to know that. So it's like, okay, Kundalini is coming on, we're burning this all to the ground. And it's doing that to give you the opportunity to transcend the fear, and so that you can step into your authentic path and your highest frequency of authenticity and learn to sustain it there. So when Kundalini comes on, the most important thing you can do is keep your foot on the gas. Don't allow any fear frequency to resonate within you. And if it does, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. All you have to do is define everything in a positive way, right? So when you're acting on your highest excitement, following your bliss, like what I did, in every given moment, I just followed my bliss. My bliss was breaking a limitation within myself that I've imposed on myself with my body and my mind. because that fundamentally is what spirituality is all about. Little did I know that back when I was going through all this, when my Kundalini came on. It was when I got off the drugs and I started acting on my highest excitement, following my bliss. Every time I broke a limitation within myself, overcame a fear, it was like I was taking handfuls of ecstasy pills. I never felt better in my entire life without doing the drugs anymore. Totally sober, you could say, but I wasn't sober. I was just learning how to create the chemicals within my body naturally. I was raising my frequency. I was experiencing more of the illusion of the source. I was no longer experiencing such drastic polarity of the illusion of separation from source. And this is what happens when you raise your frequency. You're just becoming more in alignment with your higher self, with your soul's core vibrational frequency. You are just essentially becoming more connected to source. But that's not even accurate, because you are already fully connected to source all the time. You are source, choosing to have a human experience. So for Kundalini to come on, if you want your Kundalini to come on, here's what I can recommend for you. You start following the formula, right? You act on your highest excitement, you follow your passion, you follow your bliss, which means you act on your highest excitement in every given moment to the best of your ability, with absolutely no insistence, no assumption, no expectation of the outcome. While doing that, you choose to stay in a positive and pleasant state throughout any circumstance that manifests, right? So remember what I mean by that is it means you attach a positive definition to all of your circumstances so that you're using it in a positive way. You find the silver lining in everything. You be able to find why it's there to serve you in a positive way, because that's what it's all about. Using all of this as a school to teach you to transcend the fear, to continuously grow, to evolve out of victim consciousness where you're blaming others, blaming your circumstance. You choose all of this. Your higher mind chooses every single one of your circumstances. Nothing happens on accident. Nothing is random. You choose everything. So it's obviously there for a reason to serve you in a positive way. It's your job to figure out how that circumstance you can use in a positive way. That's all you have to do. While you're doing this, you continuously re-examine your belief systems and you let go of the fear, negative, limiting beliefs that are no longer relevant for you continuously. This is absolutely key, right? Because these negative beliefs, what's going to happen when you manifest these circumstances is you are going to manifest extremely challenging circumstances to give you the opportunity, the mirror needed, the school needed to dissolve these belief systems, because that's what it's all about. These belief systems are what's limiting you. That's why we call them limiting beliefs, right? It's preventing your frequency from rising because you're stuck in a distorted frequency down here of fear. And you want to come up here. So you dissolve these belief systems while you're just maintaining this excited state by acting on your highest excitement, by following your bliss, whatever you're passionate about, your highest passion. You're following that in every given moment to the best of your ability. So that keeps you in this excited state, like a flow state. And when that happens, you choose to stay in a positive state. So you're defining every single circumstance, attaching a positive definition to every single circumstance. When you do that, you will manifest the circumstances that blatantly show you that what you've been believing to be true is nonsense. It's ridiculous. It will show you right in front of your face, and it will give you the opportunity to say, hey, I no longer believe that to be true because clearly I just overcame this limitation within myself. I can do this. I don't no longer have the limiting belief that I can't do this, whatever it is you're doing. So the more you do this in every given moment, the faster you raise your frequency. So what I did, being on death's doorstep, is I literally knew that I wasn't going to wake up tomorrow. So in every given moment, in the now, in every right now, I just acted on my highest excitement. I followed my bliss, and my bliss always was to break a limitation of my body and my mind, to transcend a fear, whatever it was. It wasn't necessarily doing something like a career or this activity or that activity. That actually made no difference to me. It's like I did this process super fast because I stopped forming opinions about my circumstances. I stopped forming opinions about what I prefer and don't prefer. I dissolved those belief systems right away. And so what happened then is I was just willing to jump into every single circumstance. I was yes and yes to life. I was yes and yes to everything that was manifesting, because I understood that my higher mind is manifesting all of this to teach me how to master my state of being, which means transcending the fear and raising your frequency to your highest frequency of authenticity and sustaining it there. So to do that, the fastest way is to jump into every single circumstance, be yes and yes to it all, and stay in an excited state while you're doing that. It's the fastest way to do all this. Fastest way to raise your frequency. Fastest way to dissolve all your belief systems, all your limiting beliefs, because you're no longer thinking about, I like this, I don't like that, I want to do this, I don't want to do that. This is scary, this isn't scary, whatever. You're not allowing your analytical mind to get in your own way. You're actually removing yourself from the equation and you're just taking action, which is all the physical self is supposed to do. It's only designed to take action. Physical reality is all about taking physical action. Your higher mind is actually there to figure everything out. That's what's job, not the analytical mind. But we get so stuck in our analytical minds, we think we've been programmed by our society, our school systems, everything, and our analytical mind is all we have, and we have to learn all this stuff. It's just a bunch of nonsense. You don't need any of that. All you need is your intuition, and to do that, all you need to do is fully surrender. Fully surrender to the highest form of your intelligence, your higher mind. Apply this process to the best of your ability at every given moment, and watch miracles unfold in your life. Watch your life blossom into something more beautiful than you ever could have imagined, more beautiful than you ever could have expected. Make your life the best movie ever. Make your life the best experience ever. Break the limitations that you've imposed on yourself, of your body and your mind. Transcend your fear. Raise your frequency. Dissolve all of your belief systems. Choose to master your state of being by no longer forming opinions about anything, maintaining neutrality through all of it, while choosing to be grateful for the experience, because that's the whole point. All of this is just a school to teach you to master your state of being. That's it. And to enjoy the experience while you're doing it, obviously, right? You came here to have an experience, to have a human experience. So have the best experience ever. Do everything you want, whenever you want, whatever excites you the most, do that. And all you have to do is stay in a positive state while you do that and dissolve these negative fear-based limiting beliefs that are no longer relevant for you. Super simple, right? Try that and see what happens. Feel free to send me comments or messages and let me know how your experience is going. I would love to hear from you. Your circumstances don't matter. Only your state of being matters. Only your frequency.